Hey, it's Gene from the Assisted Living Network. How to make money in assisted living. That's what everybody wants to know. I'm going to give you the 3 best ways to get started right now for you to make money in assisted living. First, the real estate. You can own the real estate, lease it to an operator, and just make higher than market rent with the long-term lease, the real estate. 2, you can just operate the business. The business itself is the ability to bring in those residents, caregivers taking care of them, charging $5,000, $6,000 a month, and net profit from that is going to be about 30%. You're going to pay rent to somebody else in their real estate, but the business itself is incredibly profitable. So 1, own the real estate, lease it to an operator. 2, own that business, operate the business, and lease the property from somebody else. The third way is both. Own the real estate and operate the business. I'm not an attorney, not giving you advice, but what I do is I own the real estate in one entity and I own the business in a separate entity. This entity that operates the business leases the real estate from this entity over here. So it's the best of both worlds. We own the real estate, get the tax benefits, depreciation, appreciation, and over here on the business we have the operating entity that pays rent, leasing it from. So we have a long-term tenant, we get great financing options over here, we have an expense over here, but we don't own the real estate. Separation, liability, and asset protection are all part of what we do. So right there are 3 ways to get started quickly and the 3 best ways to make money in assisted living. I'm going to give you some more bonus tips as well. You can operate this differently. You can have live-in caregivers where the caregivers are there 24/7 or maybe 24/5 or 6. They're in the home, they're living in the home, they're at sleep at night living in the home, and they're being paid a monthly salary, but they're responsible for 5 days a week. They also have a place to live, which is part of their compensation package. Then you bring in somebody on the weekends or even have them bring somebody in on the weekends, so you offload all of the caregiving to someone else. Now another way to do this is to hire the caregivers from an outside firm, an agency that will provide caregivers to you. Now keep in mind you're going to have to pay more than if you hired them yourself inside that home, and that profit that they're making is potential profit out of your pocket. But it does make it very simple for you to just hire somebody else through another agency. They're the ones that hire those people, train those people, and so on, and you're bringing them in. I'm going to give you a bonus way number 3, and that would be you bring those residents in the home and they're paying to live there, but then you have them separately contract out for the care. So they may be paying you $2,000 a month for the home itself to live in that space, but they're paying $3,000 a month to a caregiver who that company, the outside contractor, is responsible for their day-to-day care. You've separated it, kept it simple. You're doing the real estate play with a high occupancy rate and tenant that's paying you a lot of money, but they're contracting separately outside of your company for the care that they need. There's lots of other nuances to what we can do, but there's lots of ways to make money with assisted living. The key is to get started. If you want to learn more, you know what to do. This is Gene from the Assisted Living Network saying do good and do well. If you like what you've seen and heard, please subscribe.